Intermittent fasting, a wellness trend that's changing the way we perceive food and health, is growing in popularity as we speak. This method of structured eating is breaking the norms of traditional diets, and it's doing so with style. So what exactly is intermittent fasting? In essence, it's all about timing. It's not a diet in the conventional sense, but rather an eating pattern that cycles between periods of fasting and eating. It's less about what you eat and more about when you eat. It's a conscious decision to skip certain meals on purpose, to allow your body a break from constant digestion, and to harness the natural processes that occur when we abstain from food. Now, don't confuse this with starvation. Starvation is the involuntary absence of food, whereas intermittent fasting is a voluntary withholding of food for health, spiritual, or other reasons. It's a planned, controlled, and deliberate act. What's fascinating is the surge in interest in this eating pattern. People are becoming more aware of their bodies, their health, and the impact of their lifestyle choices. With this increased awareness comes the desire to take control, to make changes that could lead to improved health and wellness. And intermittent fasting is one such change. The rise of intermittent fasting can be attributed to its simplicity, its flexibility, and the fact that it doesn't require you to give up your favorite foods just to consume them at certain times. It's a refreshing departure from the restrictive diets we're all too familiar with. Moreover, intermittent fasting is backed by science. Numerous studies have shown its potential benefits for weight loss, metabolic health, and even longevity. But it's not just about the physical benefits. There's a growing body of evidence suggesting that intermittent fasting could also have a positive impact on mental health and cognitive function. As we delve deeper, you'll see why this eating pattern is not just a fad, but a lifestyle revolutionizing our understanding of well-being. Now, you might be wondering, how does intermittent fasting work? Well, there are several methods, each with its own approach. Let's dive in and explore some of the most popular ones. First, we have the 16-8 method. This one is quite popular and easy to follow. You fast for 16 hours and eat during an 8-hour window. For instance, you might choose to eat between noon and 8 in the evening and fast the rest of the time. This often simply means skipping breakfast, and it's a method that many people find quite manageable. Next, we have the 5-2 method. This involves eating normally for 5 days of the week, and then drastically reducing your calorie intake for the remaining 2 days. On these 2 fasting days, you might aim to consume around 500 to 600 calories, spread throughout the day. This method requires a bit more planning, but it allows for more flexibility on non-fasting days. Then we have alternate day fasting. As the name suggests, you alternate between days of normal eating and days of fasting. Some versions of this method allow for about 500 calories on the fasting days. This approach can be more challenging, but it can also yield significant results. The underlying principle behind all these methods is the cycle between eating and fasting periods. You're not so much focused on what foods to eat, but rather when you should eat them. During the fasting periods, your body doesn't have a recent meal to use as energy, so it's more likely to pull from its fat stores, making intermittent fasting an effective tool for weight loss. However, remember that while these methods can be effective, they're not a one-size-fits-all solution. It's important to consider your own lifestyle, health goals, and personal comfort when choosing a method. Some people may find the 16-8 method perfect for their daily schedule, while others might prefer the structure of the 5-2 method. Each method has its own merits, and the choice depends on your lifestyle and health goals. But what goes on in our bodies during these fasting periods? It's a fascinating process that involves several physiological changes. Let's start with the concept of insulin sensitivity. Insulin is a hormone that regulates the levels of sugar in our blood. When we eat, our bodies break down carbohydrates into glucose, which raises our blood sugar levels. In response, our pancreas releases insulin to help our cells absorb this glucose and use it for energy. However, when we fast, our insulin levels drop, enhancing our sensitivity to it. This means our bodies become more efficient at processing glucose, which can help regulate blood sugar levels and reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. Next, we delve into a complex cellular process called autophagy. This term, derived from the Greek words for self and eating, is a mechanism where our cells clean out their own damaged components, allowing for the recycling of cellular components and proper cellular function. When we fast, autophagy rates increase, helping our bodies repair at a cellular level and potentially protecting against diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's. But what about our metabolism? Interestingly, intermittent fasting can lead to metabolic adaptations. These changes help our bodies become more effective at using stored fat for energy during fasting periods. This is where the switch from glucose to fat as our primary energy source comes in. When we haven't eaten for a while, our bodies start to burn through our glucose stores. Once these are depleted, our bodies turn to stored fat for energy, facilitating weight loss and metabolic health. Lastly, let's touch on the hormonal responses. Fasting can lead to an increase in growth hormone levels, which aids in fat loss and muscle gain. Additionally, it may lead to changes in gene expression related to longevity and protection against disease. So, intermittent fasting is not about starving, but about harnessing our body's natural processes for optimal health. Now, let's get to the part everyone's eager about, the health benefits of intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting isn't just about skipping meals. It's about harnessing the power of your body's natural rhythms to promote overall health. The benefits of this practice are diverse, ranging from weight loss to improved metabolic health and even cognitive enhancements. Let's start with weight loss, the most well-known benefit of intermittent fasting. The principle is quite simple. By limiting the window of time that you eat, you naturally consume fewer calories, leading to weight loss. But there's more to it than that. Intermittent fasting also leads to a reduction in insulin levels, which promotes fat burning and spares muscle mass. Next up, we have improved metabolic health. When you fast, your body undergoes several physiological changes. Your insulin levels drop, which facilitates fat burning. Your human growth hormone levels increase, promoting muscle gain and fat loss. And your cells initiate important repair processes, such as removing waste material and optimizing energy consumption. All these changes contribute to improved metabolic health, reducing the risk of conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Finally, let's talk about cognitive benefits. Your brain, like the rest of your body, benefits from the metabolic changes induced by fasting. The increase in human growth hormone promotes brain health, while the reduction in insulin resistance enhances brain function. Some studies even suggest that intermittent fasting can improve memory and learning, and potentially slow down the progression of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. The scientific evidence supporting these benefits is robust and growing. Studies show that intermittent fasting can lead to significant weight loss, lower blood pressure, improved insulin sensitivity, and enhanced brain function. It's important to note, however, that more research is needed, especially long-term studies in humans. It's clear then, intermittent fasting is more than just an effective tool for weight loss. It's a holistic approach to wellness. But remember, intermittent fasting is not an excuse to indulge in unhealthy food during eating periods. This is the golden rule when it comes to the successful practice of intermittent fasting. Despite the freedom it gives you from counting calories or restricting food groups, the key to unlocking the full potential of this eating pattern lies in the balance of your diet. It's not just about when you eat, but also what you eat. A donut breakfast after a 16-hour fast, for instance, might feel like a reward, but it could potentially offset the health benefits you've earned during your fasting window. Instead, think of your eating windows as an opportunity to nourish your body with wholesome foods. Prioritize lean proteins, whole grains, and an abundance of fruits and vegetables. These foods not only provide the necessary nutrients for your body to function optimally, but also help maintain satiety, preventing overeating when it's time to break your fast. Incorporating healthy fats from sources like avocados, nuts, and seeds can further support your body's shift to fat as the primary energy source during fasting periods. Meanwhile, adequate hydration is another key aspect often overlooked. Remember, water is always on the menu, even during fasting hours. When you combine intermittent fasting with a balanced, nutritious diet, you create a synergy that can enhance the health benefits. You're not just aiming for weight loss or improved metabolic health, you're cultivating a lifestyle that promotes cellular repair, boosts cognitive function, and potentially even slows the aging process. And let's not forget, everyone's body responds differently. What works for one person may not work for another. So it's crucial to listen to your body and tweak your approach as needed. After all, the goal is overall wellness, not just a number on the scale. So there you have it, intermittent fasting, a powerful, scientifically backed approach to health that's changing lives. Will you be the next to try it?